Hey, friends. Welcome to another episode of Live Boldly with Sara. Today, we're going to talk about procrastination and to stop freaking procrastinating. I'm drinking out of my favorite mug. It says, do more of what makes you happy. This is definitely one way to stop procrastinating. Do more of what makes you happy. With that, let's dive in. I had a woman who was at the end of last week. I am going on this retreat, and I want to thank you to this person for this content today. She is bound and determined to go to the Grand Canyon in January, which, by the way, a little snippet there, going to throw this in. We do have a co-ed Grand Canyon retreat coming up the end of January, first part of February. So she wants to be a part of it. And she was all in. And then all of a sudden we talked today and she was like, gosh, I thought of all the reasons why I shouldn't do this and I just can't do it. And my response to her was, stop procrastinating, putting yourself first. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So often we will put everybody ahead of us and we will procrastinate doing the thing that we know that we want from the bottom of our heart and soul to do because we think of all the reasons that we shouldn't do it. We put everybody else ahead of our own needs, our own wants, our own desires. And what are we ultimately doing? We are procrastinating, taking care of us. And so I stopped with her for a second and I said, hey, what is it going to take for you to finally say, I'm going to put myself first? There is people ask me all the time, they're like, well, how is it that you do that? How is it that you put yourself first? It's hard work. I've had to train myself. I've stopped procrastinating exercising. I've stopped procrastinating my adventure. I've stopped procrastinating living, right? Because ultimately that's what you're doing. You're procrastinating, putting yourself first living. I stopped doing that when I was hiking up the side of a mountain with one of my dear friends. And he said to me, Steve, and yes, dropping it in right there, Steve, hey. He said to me, we came, I think it was on Mount Baldy. We were talking about how so many other people were doing and living life in a way that was not making themselves happy. And how many people also ridicule you for doing the one thing that you want to do. For me right now, it's adventuring and loving life and seeing where I can explore in business and in speaking and in retreats and with my clients. Like, I love this work. I do more of what makes my soul and heart happy every single day because I love working with people. And it wasn't always like that for me. 10 years ago, I was not in this space at all. Even 8 years ago, when I started my business, I was putting the needs of everybody else ahead of the needs and of what was driving my soul on fire to be in this business and to help people. And when we were climbing up the side of the mountain and we were talking about that, we came up with this hashtag, and this hashtag is create it. You create your own existence. You create your life. You create how you want to be in this world, how you want to live in this world. And the only way to do that is to stop procrastinating, putting yourself first. Stop procrastinating your passion and your purpose. Stop procrastinating helping others. Stop procrastinating helping yourself. Stop procrastinating all of the things. And when I say stop procrastinating helping others, I'm not saying put them first. I'm saying if this is the line of work, for example, that you want to do, for me, it always was, I had to stop procrastinating that. I had to stop procrastinating saying, hey, this is my passion. This is my purpose. And when I help others, I'm helping myself. Right. And so what is driving at the soul space of you, the heart space of you? How do you want to wake up every single morning and close your eyes every single night? And most importantly, when you take your last breath, when you close your eyes to this world, are you going to be proud of how you lived it? So stop procrastinating, right? Your dreams, ambitions, purpose, passion, and how you want to be every single day. Now, when it comes to on a daily basis, how do we stop procrastinating? And I mean, stop fucking procrastinating, right? How do we stop procrastinating? There are a few tips and tricks that I want to share with all of you while you are hashtag creating it, right, along the way. So the number one thing that I do every single day is give myself fierce self-compassion, because my list is long. I am a single mom. I am constantly having to stop what I'm doing to pick up where others are also needing me. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. And so giving yourself compassion and saying to yourself, like, look, if I don't get done every single thing that I have on my list today, no big deal. It will be there tomorrow. And that I'm going to have space for it tomorrow. Like, I'm going to be able to create space for it tomorrow. You're human. Like, give yourself some love and grace along the way too. And just know that, if something comes like, okay, your child breaks their arm, you don't get done everything that you want to do today because you're taking care of them, take a breath and just know that you will get to it tomorrow. It's okay. Like, give yourself a little bit of, love, right? The other thing that I do is every single morning when I wake up, I say, what is the number one non-negotiable that I have to get done today? The top of the list thing, the non-negotiable that I've got to get done. So right now I'm working on a speech that I'm giving in 2 weeks to a group of HR executives in Pittsburgh. And one of the things that I need to get done today is to finish reworking that speech. So before I close my eyes tonight, I will get done with that speech and it will be written out, fully finished, right? So that I can now memorize it and take care of it and be on stage in 2 weeks, knowing that I'm giving the best to them because I have taken the space and time to do that, to create that for them, right? The other thing though that I do is this: before you do anything else, make sure, right? Like, before I get done writing that speech, make sure that you are also giving yourself some sort of reward for getting that speech done. Okay. For me, right? I will not do anything else before I have that speech written. I really want to go on my paddleboard tonight at sunset, and I'm going to get to the paddleboard tonight before sunset. That is my reward for getting done with the speech ahead of time. Right. So that's something that actually my dear friend Stephanie, she, and I talk about her a lot on this podcast, she does that. She gives herself a reward every single day at the end of the day, for getting through all of the things that she has to get done that day. Nothing, absolutely nothing will get in the way before I finish that big thing that needs to get done for that day. If that means that I need to stay up a little bit later to get it done, then that's what I'm going to do. Because so often when we procrastinate, we are procrastinating. Well, and you know what? Here's the other thing that's a really good tip that I do. I get to write the damn speech. So many people are wanting to be in the speaking world, and they don't even have like a speech they don't even have gigs out there that they get to write a speech for. I get to write a speech. Like, let's face it, I get to be on stage and share my thoughts, to share my story, to share how to actually be more resilient and how to belong in this world. Like, that's a freaking huge gift. And so it's not like I have to write a speech. I get to do this work. I like, what a privilege and an honor and a gift. And so even that one perspective change in the work that we're doing, the tasks that we get to do every single day that we don't have to do, we literally get to do it. That one shift of the perspective is a huge thing as well. My son earlier, like, he's like, hey, he sends me a text message, Mom, should I stay after school? God love you so much, my dear youngest. Should I stay after school and shoot hoops and then come home and eat and then go to the gym and then go to practice? Or like, what should I do? Should I come home first and then do everything? And I'm sitting there like, wait a second, you're asking me this, but I'm not the one that is going to go shoot the hoops and do all the things. I did help him out though. I said, hey, you know what? Are you asking me, are you like already assuming or asking, are you going to be asking, can you drop me off at the gym and then at the high school afterwards? Because if you're going to throw in there at some point today, hey, can you do this for me? Could we like set the schedule so that it benefits the both of us? I guess that's what I'm asking you, my dear son. And he's like, yes, I am going to be asking you. Okay. When I read that, I was like, all right, dude, seriously, like, that's right in the middle of my workday. And then I took a breath and I reminded myself, how many parents don't get to pick up their children to take them to the gym and also to the high school? And so it's that shift of perspective, even right there, where I was like, okay, Sara, it's not that you get to do this, and you only get to do this for another year and a half. And then your son isn't going to be messaging you saying, hey, mom, could you take me to the gym, pick me up 45 minutes later, and take me to school for my next practice? It's all in perspective and taking a breath while you're also not procrastinating yourself, right? That's the biggest thing here. Don't procrastinate you. Don't procrastinate the things that are really, really important. And just remember that you do get to do this. You don't have to do anything. Life is choice. You don't have to do a damn thing. You can just lay in bed all day and not do anything. Is it going to suit you very well? Probably not. The best thing you can do, though, is to do the hardest thing first. And then remember that you get to do that hard thing. Do the difficult. That's what I keep talking about. Do the damn difficult and get it done right away. And remember that what a gift that you get to do that. Every Tuesday, I write on my social media page and Instagram, what is the difficult thing that you're going to do this week? And then get that damn thing done. Stop procrastinating it. And so if you do follow along in Instagram, go into that post and just write underneath, let us hold you accountable to what is the difficult thing that you're going to do this next week that's going to help you push the needle ahead a little bit in your own life. And just remember that I love you. I know it's not easy. We all procrastinate, and it can be really easy to do. I will say one more time, the one person that I do not want you to procrastinate on is yourself. And I hope that you choose to put yourself first right now and always, because you are loved in all ways. So be your own best friend. That's what I will say. Be your own best friend. How would you speak to your best friend? And speak to yourself in the most loving way too. I love you. I hope that you have an absolute, beautiful, fabulous, amazing rest of your day. We will see you back here again next week for an incredible episode that I don't want you to miss because it's damn good. Mwah! Love to everyone.